Point of order. Point of order.
Bryce, you want to read it into the record?
Speaker. Thank you, Speaker, Secretary, members of the legislative body. IT tech. All right, Crow Tribal Joint Action Resolution to charter the Many Arrow Community Development Corporation for the Arrow Creek District.
Need a motion to adopt by Carlson Gozet, second by Eric Bergenground. You may proceed.
All right. Whereas, in accordance with Article 5, Section 2A of the Crow Tribal Constitution, the Crow Tribal Legislature hereinafter, the legislature is vested with the power and duty to promulgate and adopt laws, resolutions, ordinances, codes, regulations, and guidelines in accordance with the tribal constitution and federal laws for the governance of the Crow tribe. And whereas, in accordance with Article 5, Section 2C of the Crow Tribal Constitution, the legislature is vested with the power and duty to adopt legislation chartering instrumentalities of the Crow tribe for the purpose of economic development, housing, education, or other purposes not inconsistent with the tribal constitution. And whereas the town of Pryor is considered the heart of the Arrow Creek District of the Crow Indian Reservation, and there are many opportunities for the people of Pryor and the Arrow Creek District to increase their quality of life through establishment of local public services and infrastructure, including public housing, community, and economic development enhancement projects. And whereas the legislature has determined that it is in the best interest of the Crow tribe to empower the people of Pryor and the Arrow Creek District to be proactive in community building and economic development through the establishment of a district community development corporation, which shall be a non-profit tribal corporation with an arm's length relationship with the Crow tribal government. Now, therefore, be it hereby resolved by the Crow Tribal Legislature in regular session, Section 1, adoption of articles of incorporation. New the whole, Many Arrows Community Development Corporation hereinafter corporation shall be immediately chartered, organized, and at all times governed by the attached articles of the incorporation hereinafter articles, which shall be considered part of this tribal resolution as if stated herein. Upon passage of this resolution, the articles shall not be amended or otherwise altered unless pursuant to the duly adopted Crow tribal legislation. Section 2, miscellaneous provision. A, nature of corporation. The corporation shall be a corporate instrumentality of the Crow tribal Indians as a tribal organization and shall have complete autonomy from the Crow tribal government as an arm's length entity, provided that the tribal government shall have regulatory authority over the corporation in the same manner as with any other tribally chartered corporation. B, tribal secretary to record articles and bylaws. The Crow tribal secretary shall have the duty to take permanent permanent record of the articles and the corporate bylaws upon their adoption by the corporate board of directors, and any such amendments thereto. C, compliance with the Pro Travel Law. The corporation shall comply at all times with all applicable Pro Travel laws, including but not limited to the Pro Nation Workforce Protection Act. D, no implied waiver of Pro Travel sovereign immunity. Nothing in this travel resolution shall be construed as a limited waiver of Pro Travel sovereign immunity. Accordingly, the corporation shall be protected by the sovereign immunity of the Pro Tribe, and any proposed waivers must be authorized as required by Pro Travel law. Section 3, accountability and transparency. A, all official corporate documents open to inspection by Pro Travel officials. The 4 elected executive branch officials and the senators of the Pro Travel legislature shall be entitled as a matter of law to inspect and copy any official document, including but not limited to financial information and any contract or agreements which are held by the corporation or its officers and agents. B, all financial information open to inspection and copied by Pro Travel Comptroller. All documents relating to the funds and property held by the corporation shall be open for inspection and copied by the Pro Travel Comptroller. C, quarterly financial reports. The Pro Travel legislature. The corporation shall take care that the executive officers are able to provide complete financial reports of corporate finances on a quarterly basis to the Pro Travel legislature in accordance with the standards promulgated by Pro Travel Legislative Resolution number 10-21 and other applicable law. D, Arrow Creek District members entitled to access bylaws, all meetings public. The Arrow Creek District members, as provided for in the articles, shall be entitled to inspect and copy the corporate bylaws, and all meetings of the corporate board of directors shall be held on the Pro Reservation and open to the district members to observe to the extent it is reasonable to allow for such participation. Section 4, effective date. This travel resolution shall take effect immediately upon being duly adopted by the Pro Travel legislature and signed into law by the executive branch chairman or pursuant to the veto override process as provided by tribal law.
Turning the presentation.
Community squash, but really, I get try out, I could do with you. I got, the saga I look for us, and the rock bottle I feel to boom. It church was huge in our community, and I got, I'm those later, which is huge, but I walk with you, which is shit. I like to look at a bit by the greens. I guess, no saga, just, the top will look at noise, the top launch. And you still shall you could put them. The other side of the place, the bogus on this.
Laura, yes, crossing goes again.
I got a quick question. C and D, right? What about stuff?
Just we'll leave that when we get to the debate.
Thank you. Again, Bryce Gillies got your name, please. There you go. Do what the schools are. Again, we got to say, come struggle. Give a der group two here. Again, no about the template klimat, EU lukta bak, na rikyo, ma rivali uskeš, ilazi klimat. Koševu gokina, sloga gina, executive branch, kumri wahi waru give kumri wahi, jaspasu tu, kalagata yuge, na ishku maamkur. Biuna, amre, amimiukas, pares, amrutuas grants, lere, minuti ukarigina. Asikyo, aloga wakos, ilukok. Again, besides that, they told that April 30th grant couldn't for AmeriCorps grant, and 75,000, 75,000. Na plan, plan to, if Baku Asher, he touches it there, Martin Washer. I didn't know that walk pathway, you all for safety and for health. Yeah, oh, shit, come on, give it a begin, call you'll be doing clean also. The charge give it a begin. Proves it, I need you to look at that. I didn't know what I need you to ask it, I didn't ask you. You can charge it to push it. And there I see much you're need with it. Because you inspired to meet all people, people on the street. And you get 75,000 for this plan, with all the plan. And the EV should have bigger grants for them code. They always get to get and he said, yeah, I get another give a shot, you go there, you'll burn it in the doctor, fix you, CPA. You call. Oh, no, say, I get what you watch to go my trip. These are made. Go there, you 2 weeks before the session, they're going to realize it. And look up later. These are made. I get not shit, you're not going to come on. You. I get it to that. And I'm never used to go social. And when you ask that, I get initial. Malaysia Australia Malaysia Australia Malaysia Nabisabit lagi Bhopal kali mas kita biar kita kali mas kita Bhopal ni mas baru itu there CPA they even appointed qualified qualifications you call Trixie Smith, Trixie might you get Miriam, God, they is a cat initial term with that ball with the conduct. And the ball, if you pay it, then it'll be an elected 2-year term. Ball put it there, a chip, a club, both with the ball match. Now they watch it. There you share Maryland, put HRDC, degree age, you HRDC. Why room at 20 years with that? And including board member video besides that. And including a 4-year term with it. Initial was 2 years. Amendments without me, there's going to be some amendments coming to the floor. And because when they go there, 107 committee, you do 107, we're going to. Awalem faktur pada Iraq 107. Kumana hele, there Papua, Amajua, student council president. There, student council president, there, Aline, vice president, Nato, Wouldn't bow by she make hold on, good on, and miracle, picture like that. And positions in education, Coil, Bernard, AJ, Bishop, Mel, AJ, vote, could have you all we want. And another cut piece is you all up, pick and a Karibo could have all much, bylaws, city, all we want much. And I get a woman of change, not articles finished. Bakurushivu, Mure, Bakurushivu, and all the model, you have Bakurushivu, have to get the bomb, you get pissed, you get. And in another way, I wish, I'm a sub. The vigilante, the all ground of the corner now. And March, the grandmother, the corner, Trixie Smith. They like to ship it all, Tina Klein, go back it up. Or the bed.
ABC.
Or NADC. Leonard Smith, whom I use the railroad street. Books to the railroad street, yo, Leonard Smith. And Kogic, Kogosu, the view, when they go to NADC, view, you know what I'm like. Who they go so cool, man. They got it. You know, that's all again. But the whole will go to church, the whole street, yo. And yeah, the Katuk, Karibi, the culture, what they said was the master side, the grand, the other corner, comical, Smith. She'll be looking at that grand, miracle grand. And the communities, the book. Kopos Kamal, Kaivu, Kamila, you, Ratio, Kachi, Magic. And again, out of the corner, a piece of a chill, no family, detail, not you, the title, you. They have you, they're correct, they wash it to be cured, not you. And you got a local you cook. Die maar kuma biologie, maar nu het zeg maar wat doe ik dan eigenlijk? Ja, hoe ga je het zat? Nou. Ik doe ja, wat? Ik kan ook waar sturen. Ja, dus je wat je niet kwaad wordt, dat ook kan maar voor je waar niet aan te laten. Never need to do it, you know.
Thank you, Colonel Stewart.
Mr. Speaker, Secretary, members of the body. As you know, this Community Development Corporation that we're putting together, it's brand new to us here on the Oregon Reservation, but it's something that has been established since the 60s, late 60s. If you do your research on this, Robert Kennedy put this together to try to get a hold of these areas, that urban areas and suburbs, and to help them develop and reach out to these nonprofit organizations so that now they can pull funding and help themselves. And so it is here on the reservation. We constantly look at the government to solve all our problems, and we constantly fail every year. Now, we're reaching out to structures such as the Community Development Corporation, CDCs, to establish opportunities, and we're able to give our people an option. The CDCs, when you look at a nonprofit organization, in this sense here, we can establish medical clinics, diabetic clinics. We can establish different needs in our communities that a lot of people, that a lot of times the government, we don't have the funding for. But we reach out in this fashion to go after this. We explore the options of what the world can offer. And then that way, funding come here, And we'll be able to reach out to our communities and assist them. Right now, you look at all the aggregate data of all the homeless, the sick, the suicides, the teenage pregnancies, the single mothers, the ones that, we have a map up there, the folks that died on the Crow Indian Reservation. All these areas here, these structures of the CDC can do the research for the government and work hand in hand to establish new and better laws for our people and services for the communities. It's new to us, but it's not new to the world. This is something that they're doing, and now the Indian country is tapping into this. I talked about this with the folks, councilmen in Fort Berthold Reservation, and they established the CDC. They ran with it. And yet, we're slowly moving towards that. And once we can get away from the suspicions, the Crow tribe is going to move in leaps and bounds. Someone might have a good heart and good intention for something, but everybody looks at that person and says, what is he getting out of it? There's nothing wrong with having a good heart to try to help the people. Every one of you, you guys fed the people, you went out to the doors, you got those folks to come in here to do that very thing. And that's what we're here for. In some areas where we can free up dollars so that way the government can put more money in different programs and establish jobs, opportunities, and options in that area, we can create opportunity through these CDCs and save some money so that they can do that over there. We stand out there like this all the time. We get a chunk of cash, everybody's like this. We gotta do the road work. We gotta get out there. We gotta pull that funding. It's gonna take some time, it's gonna take some work. Nothing's easy. But once you achieve that goal, then you're gonna have that understanding, that content, because you worked for that. You have some ownership in there, some stake in the game, and you're gonna see it through. I know this is going to pass today. I'm standing here explaining to you guys that we're getting money. Every one of these districts is getting money. Right now, we're talking with the chairman and everybody. We're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do this. But we want to do these things and succeed. We don't just want to go and start a store and then go to our districts and tell them, hey, we did this, vote for me again, so I get back in there and do some more, and then have it fail. That's not what we're here for. We're here to succeed and help our people to succeed. And this is an opportunity for the other districts to see this go through. Backlash, we're doing it another way, but either way, we're all going to come to the point of a 501c3 status. We're going to create opportunities. And I urge you to go after this on your own. We're working with NADC. They can work with NADC. They can work with other people, other grants, other opportunities. It doesn't matter as long as whatever objectives are put in front of you get done. So it is. Here we are today. I know this is going to pass. I'm a proponent for this. This is something that we need to push forward with. We need to get this done. We need to get serious about this. Your heart needs to be in the place for the people. And this is a good way to do it. Oh.
Thank you, Cedar. Florida is no sleeping. Oh.
Hey, we're very belonging. Era, no, no había mucho que se hagan.
tiene quizá, ahora o varios lo llaman, usted no hay aquí, yo no como varios estudiantes, yo vengo a por y hay que lo para la chama que não é aí ó então da tiro por terra aqui mas esse o chivo esse vai então dá o insight ele que segue o cara ora o acho que ó isso fora tá não ó então não até tem que falar
Oh Lord, Lord opponents. Okay, at this time, moving on to the committee recommendation. Chair, floor is yours.
Speaker, Secretary, members of the legislative body, yes. Next time, on April 3rd, we got a vote by the committee of 6-0-0 for approval. So, for approval. Recommendation.
Thank you. Now the floor is open for debate. Floor is President Rogers.
It's 12 hours.
Ele parece tudo desde, né? Ele sempre está tão bom ligado, quiser ver. I think we feel that goes around. Again, this is the first step.
Oh, you want? Floor is President.
Speaker, Secretary, body, yeah, I think, corporation code updating, corporation codes to establish a code, that's the foundation to move forward in our communities. Revolution, we push this, teenagers, now they do, everybody knows their community. They don't like to be home, or they don't want them home. Basically, they have somewhere to go. There's teachers available for homework. If they have a hard time with their homework, it's open for them to go over there to feel like they're home. And they got people there to help them. And counseling is there. So we got like suicide rate down. It was going. And now, if that's in place, they got somewhere to go to talk to somebody to have that big brother, big sister over there. I mean, Boys and Girls Club, same thing. We open the doors when we pass the corporation code. We open the doors for that funding to come in for our reservation for our communities. And this one here, we're going after funds at a smaller scale right now, just to test the waters. And it's a wake-up call. It's a wake-up call for all communities, about 6 communities. We can start establishing these entities within. And that's jobs. That's a lot of jobs. We keep talking about jobs. And that's going to create so many jobs. It's going to alleviate some of the stresses off the executive branch. And so with that, What? Oh,
Oh, yes, more. We're still open for debate. Floor recognizes Carlson goes ahead.
Ipsy. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, Secretary, members of the body. I know that Bryce has been working diligently with the corporation codes, and this all ties into corporation codes that we passed not too long ago here, which I believe is awaiting the chairman's signature. And these all tie in together. The chairman has to, in order for this to sort of get off the ground, as well as the chairman has to sign the corporation code that we passed in there. So I don't know the status of that at this point, but this ties in with that as well too, when it becomes law in the pro law article. But this is, we have some amendments that are coming up, and that's the second handout in the blue line version. So, you know that, like I said, I know that the recommendation was 6-0-0, but we have 5 for a quorum and another member. But now it's up for, on the floor, and, if there's any questions that you might have, and I highlighted a few things what's in your packet, and that was the arugula or many arrows. When we were discussing this at the community center at that time, we were trying to come up with a name, and fire has many names. Arugula is one of them. Many arrows. They're arugula, arrow creek. They're wool, which is in the fire gap. We call it horse creek. It was the same. One time they had a big gathering there, and Pryor gave over 100 horses away that day among the clan uncles, clan fathers, and that's where that name derived from. That was the story my father told me. And horse creek is another name for Pryor. And that's just like giving 100 cars away today. And so then, Okulea, Oswald, the home of the little people. That's why you got short people like Chanis, Poverty Crane, and Spooky Goes Ahead, and Poison, so, and Bryce is kind of there in that range. He's sort of anyways, so the name, there's the name Many Arrows, as we were discussing, is targeting the needs of the community. Is one of the, when you use a target, arrows, targeting all the needs of the community, whatever it is. So that's what we came up with that name, and I believe it's appropriate. And then I highlighted something here. It says the articles shall not be amended or otherwise altered unless pursuant to duly adopted or tribal legislation. So if you ever wanna, that's on your second page on the top, first paragraph, the bottom line. Articles shall not be amended or otherwise altered unless pursuant. So to explain a little bit, if we ever want to change the articles, we have to bring it back to the legislature. We have to make a proposal. And then on section 2, miscellaneous provisions, the waiver of pro-tribal sovereign immunity is still protected. Nothing in this tribal resolution shall be construed as a limited waiver. I guess subsection D is what I'm reading. A limited waiver of pro-tribal sovereign immunity. Accordingly, the corporation shall be protected by the sovereign immunity of the Gold Tribe, and any proposed waivers must be authorized as required by tribal law. So if there's any waivers of sovereign immunity, any tribal assets, according to the Constitution, it has to be brought in here to address those issues. So that's protected. So, as you begin to learn, as we learn to read these, you highlight these, or it jumps out. For me, it jumps out at me. Oh, that's a protection there that we have.
which is good. And then the accountability and the transparency in subsection A, B, and C, the quarterly financial reports for Pro Tribal Legislature, and I'm sure that as legislators are putting ourselves to report to the body as well too. So he'll close on this side, but I know that we have some amendments to deal with this. Oh,
Public, floor still open for debate. Going once. Going twice. Okay, we'll close the debate. Now moving on to amendments. I believe Bryce mentioned that there was going to be some amendments on the floor as Bryce votes.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Speaker, Secretary, members of the legislative body, Secretary, Water Commission. Yes, IT Tech. Yes. All right, right now, section 2, the resolution, we added, provided that until such time as our, first one was that federally owned corporation, and second would be, provided that until such time as the corporation shall be certified by the Internal Revenue Service to receive tax deductible contributions, the corporation shall be authorized to use the Pro Tribes federal tax exempt identification. This authorization should not exceed 18 months. And E, separate corporate treasury account. The corporation shall be authorized and required to establish and maintain a corporate treasury account at a federally insured depository institution. The corporate treasury account shall not be connected or associated with the Pro Tribal General Fund account or any other financial account controlled by the Pro Tribal government. And in articles, number 5, donations and grants. Article 3, powers. Section to the land, third. Section 5. Yeah, section 5, article 5. Article 5, what's that? Oh yeah, section 5. Powers. Yeah, blue line version. Number 5, to collect donations and grants. And then Article 4, Board of Directors. And I hope this will be excluded from committee. And now we're gonna bring them out. And we're bringing it out now. So the corporation shall be governed by a 6-member board of directors, hereinafter board. The board is hereby vested with all authority necessary to carry out the purposes and powers of the corporation. The board shall consist of qualified individuals who reside or own real property within the Arrow Creek District. Further qualifications for board service shall be identified in the bylaws and shall include inherent to the corporation code of conduct and ethics as adopted by the board. Composition of board. The board shall consist of appointed and elected directors, which unless otherwise provided, shall serve staggered, fixed-year terms as follows. Director 1, 4-year term to be held by a board-appointed individual specially qualified in the business and management of nonprofit organizations in accordance with qualifications established by the board. Director 2, 4-year term to be held by an elected individual in accordance with these articles and bylaws. Director 3, 2-year term to be held by an elected individual in accordance with these articles in the bylaws, provided that the initial term of this director's seat shall be for 1 year. Director 4, 2-year term, ex officio to be held by a designated representative of the prior enrichment committee of the 107th Advisory Council of Elders. Director 5, no fixed terms, ex officio to be held by the Panicus High School Student Council President, or if unavailable, the Vice President. Director 6, no fixed term, ex officio to be held by the Arrow Creek District Senators, who shall determine which senator is to participate in meetings of the board. Initial board of directors. The board shall initially consist of the following individuals, with terms as provided in these articles. Any vacancy which may occur shall be filled in accordance with the terms and requirements governing each specific seat. Director 1, Miriam C. Smith, 5994 South Prince Street, Middleton, Colorado, 80120. Director 2, Marilyn Simpson, 108 Panicus, Pryor, Montana, 59066. Director 3, Bernadette C. Smith, 3 Arista Avenue, Pryor, Montana, 59066. The terms for directors 1 through 4 shall commence on an effective date of the tribal joint action resolution, which authorizes these articles. A quorum shall be 3 directors plus the presiding officer. The presiding officer of the board shall be a director as determined by the Arrow Creek Senators, and shall conduct all meetings of the board, and shall have no vote on the board unless there is a tie. In the absence of the unavailability of the presiding officer, the board may prescribe rules governing selection of a pro tem presiding officer.
You make that motion,
Yeah,
add this as a substitute.
as a substitute version.
So, the second by Eric Bergenground. All in favor, raise your right hands. All opposed? Sixteen zero zero. In favor of the motion to amend. Oh, I didn't see it. Sean abstained. 17-0-0. Any more amendments? Amendments are now closed. Moving on to second reading. Floor recognizes Councilor Gozad.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, Secretary, members of the body, and Secretary, Vice Secretary, and guests from the tribe, and the members. At this time, I would like to waive second reading with amendments and go to final roll call vote.
Second by Pat Alden. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed? All abstained? Motion carried. 17-0-0. Okay, Greg, you may proceed with the final roll call vote.
Yeah, Blacklot, yes.
Stewart, Blacklash, yes.
Reno, yes.
Bergenground, Reno, yes. Nomi,
Montrez, yes.
Groveon, Hardcraft, yes.
Alton Bigger, yes.
Slaughter Brothers, Bighorn, yes.
Big Cream, Elm Creek, yes.
Jose Papua, yes. Mike's, Arrow Creek, yes.
Good luck, my few, yes.
Stewart, Mike Few, yes. Wilbur, Mike Few, yes.
Oak, Rakatocha, yes. What is the tally, Mr. Secretary?
17 yes, 0 no, 0 abstain.
Thank you. Any closing comments, Mr. Bryce Huggs?
Secretary, or Speaker, Secretary, members of the body, officials. Yes, yeah, there's a whole lot, you know, I'm a chair, you know, pop up, so, oh,
Who? Good.
Valitukseen asaavan show.
Oh. Good Lawrence. Holy. Look, the time is now 12:18. Okay, floor recognizes Eric Bergdale.
I make a motion to recess after lunch.
Second. Second by Paul Hill. All in favor say aye. Okay, at this time, Mr. Harold Brin is a candidate for the